Alright, so you want to get into houseplants, but maybe you're a little worried about keeping them alive. Trust me, I've been there. I used to think having plants meant some crazy level of commitment, like remembering to water them, give them the right light, not kill them in a week. But turns out, there are plenty of plants that are super chill and perfect for beginners. Like this guy right here. This is a snake plant. Practically indestructible. You could forget about it for weeks, and it'll still look great. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 27 of the best houseplants for beginners plants that are low maintenance, hard to kill, and actually make your space look amazing. And look, I get it, maybe you've killed a plant or two before. No judgment. But with these plants, even if you're a total beginner, you'll be setting yourself up for success. So, let's jump in. Alright, first up, this beauty right here, the money tree. And no, unfortunately, it doesn't grow actual money, but hey, it's supposed to bring good luck, so that's a win. The money tree is super beginner friendly. It loves bright, indirect light and only needs water once a week or so. Plus, check out this braided trunket. Looks fancy, but requires almost zero effort. If you're looking for a plant that's hard to kill, looks awesome, and might bring a little good luck, this is the one to start with. Alright, next up we've got the rubber plant. And yeah, the name's kind of weird, but don't worry, it's not actually made of rubber. It's just got these thick, glossy leaves that look almost fake. This guy is super low maintenance. It loves bright, indirect light, but it can handle some low light too. Just water it when the top of the soil feels dry, and it'll be happy. Oh, and if you wipe the leaves down every now and then, they stay extra shiny. If you want a plant that looks big and stylish but doesn't throw a fit if you forget about it for a few days, this is the one. Alright, plant number 3, the ZZ plant. And let me tell you, if you're the kind of person who forgets to water plants, this might be your new best friend. This plant is almost impossible to kill. It can survive in low light, bright light, even that I never open my blinds kind of light. And watering? Maybe once every couple of weeks. Seriously, this thing thrives on neglect. If you want a plant that basically takes care of itself, the ZZ plant is the way to go. Just water it sometimes, and you're golden. Alright, number 4 on the list, the Areca Palm. This one's for you if you want that tropical vacation vibes look without needing a green thumb. This plant loves bright, indirect light. Stick it near a window, and it'll be happy. Water it once the topsoil feels dry, but don't let it sit in water. Oh, and bonus, it's a natural air purifier. If you want a plant that makes your home feel like a tropical getaway, the Areca Palm is a solid pick. Just don't expect it to bring you pina coladas. Alright, plant number 5, the Majesty Palm. If you want to bring some tropical vibes into your space, this one's a real winner. It's like having a little piece of the beach right in your living room. Now, this plant does best with bright, indirect light and likes its soil slightly moist but not too wet. A good rule? Water it when the top inch of soil feels dry. Oh, and it loves a little humidity, so maybe keep it near a humidifier or mist it every few days. Majesty Palm is a bit of a debate, likes attention, but rewards you with big, beautiful fronds. Give it the right care, and it'll turn your home into a tropical retreat. Alright, number 6, the Dieffenbachia, also known as dumb cane. Weird name, right? But this plant is awesome because it's got these big, beautiful leaves with patterns that make it look super fancy without any extra effort. This plant is really easy to care for. It likes bright, indirect light, but it can handle some low light too. Just water it when the top inch of soil feels dry, and it'll stay happy. But heads up, its sap can be irritating, so maybe keep it away from pets and kids. If you want a plant that looks big and bold but doesn't need a ton of work, Dieffenbachia is a solid pick. Just don't go chewing on the leaves, alright? Alright, number 7, the umbrella plant, also called Schefflera. And yeah, the name makes sense. Check out these leaves. They literally fan out like a little umbrella. This one's super easy to care for. It loves bright, indirect light, but it can handle some low light too. Just water it when the top inch of soil feels dry, and it'll keep grow strong. Oh, and it's a fast grower, so it'll fill up your space in no time. If you want a low-maintenance, good-looking plant that won't throw a fit if you forget about it now and then, the umbrella plant is a great pick. All right, number 8, the snake plant. This one is basically the ultimate beginner plant. It's tough, it's stylish, and it can survive almost anything. Seriously, you'd have to try to kill it. Look at these tall, sword-like leaves. They're thick, sturdy, and they store water, which means you can forget to water this guy for weeks, and it'll still be fine. Just give it indirect light or even low light, and it'll thrive. Watering? Maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks, that's it. Overwatering is the only way to mess this one up. So, if you're someone who forgets about plants, the snake plant is your new best friend. Plus, it's one of the best air-purifying plants out there. It literally cleans the air while asking for almost nothing in return. So yeah, the snake plant, 10/10 for beginners. All right, number 9, the Parlor Palm. This one's been a classic for centuries literally. People used to keep these in fancy Victorian parlors. But don't worry, you don't need to be rich to have one. This plant loves indirect light and does great in low-light corners too. Water it once the topsoil feels dry, and that's pretty much it. Plus, it's non-toxic, so it's safe around pets. And get this, it's one of the easiest palms to care for. No high-maintenance drama here. Just give it a little love, and it'll keep things looking fresh. If you want a plant that screams relaxation without making you work for it, the Parlor Palm is a solid choice. All right, number 10, the cast iron plant. And yeah, the name says it all. This thing is tough as nails. You could pretty much ignore it for weeks, and it'll still be standing like a champ. It handles low light, drought, and even neglect, which makes it perfect for beginners. Just water it when the soil feels dry, and don't stress too much. It's not picky. Seriously, you could forget this plant exists, and it'll still be fine. Plus, those big, glossy leaves add a nice, tropical feel to any space. If you're the type of person who forgets to water your plants or just wants something low effort, but still good looking, the cast iron plant's got your back. All right, number 11, the Norfolk Island pine. And no, it's not actually a pine tree, but it sure looks like a mini Christmas tree. Perfect if you want some holiday vibes all year round. This plant loves bright, indirect light, but it can handle medium light too. Just keep the soil lightly moist, and it'll stay happy. And trust me, those soft needles, they feel amazing to touch. This one enjoys a little humidity, so if your home gets dry, give it a quick mist now and then. Think of it like a tiny tropical forest in your living room. So, if you want an indoor tree that's easy to care for and looks awesome all year, the Norfolk Island pine is a solid pick. All right, number 12, the Ficus Audrey. Think of it like the chill cousin of the fiddle-leaf fig. It's got that classy, modern look, but without all the attitude. Check out these soft, matte leaves. They're way less fussy than the glossy ones on other ficus plants. Just keep it in bright, indirect light and water it when the top inch of soil is dry. And unlike some drama queen plants, this one won't freak out if you move it around a little. Just don't overwater it, and it'll stay happy. If you want an elegant, low-maintenance tree that levels up your space, Ficus Audrey is the way to go. All right, number 13, the Moth Orchid. This one's for folks who want a plant that actually blooms and looks fancy, but without the high-maintenance headache. These flowers? They last for months, with just a little care. All it needs is bright, indirect light, and a little water once a week just. Don't let it sit in soggy soil. Some people swear by the ice cube trichone or 2 cubes a week for easy watering. Just make sure it drains well, because these guys don't like wet feet. So, if you want a beginner-friendly plant that looks expensive but isn't, the Moth Orchid is your best bet. All right, number 14, Aloe Vera. This little guy isn't just easy to care for, it's also useful. You get a cool-looking plant and a natural first aid kit in one. Aloe thrives in bright light, so stick it near a sunny window. And watering? Super easy. Just let the soil dry out completely before giving it a drink. This thing hates soggy roots. Got a sunburn? A little cut? Aloe's got your back. Just snap a leaf, and you've got instant soothing gel. It's low effort, looks great, and even helps with minor burns. What more could you ask for? Alright, number 15, the Heartleaf Philodendron. This one's for you if you want a plant that's basically impossible to kill and looks amazing with zero effort. Look at these deep green heart-shaped leaves. This plant thrives in low light and forgives you if you forget to water it. Just give it a drink when the top inch of soil is dry. Want to make your place look like a jungle? Let it trail like this or prop it up with a trellis. Either way, it'll grow like crazy. It's low maintenance, super stylish, and perfect for beginners. You seriously can't go wrong with this one. Alright, number 16, the spider plant. This one's an absolute classic. It's tough, easygoing, and even helps clean the air. Basically the perfect starter plant. Check out these striped leaves and these little baby plants, called spitterets. Give it bright, indirect light. Water it once a week, and it'll keep on growing. And the best part? It makes more plants for free. Just snip one of these babies off, pop it in water, and boom, new plant. Looks great in a pot or hanging basket, needs almost zero effort, and keeps multiplying. What's not to love? Alright, number 17, the Chinese money plant, also called pilea. Look at these round, coin-shaped leaves kinda. Looks like little green pancakes, right? This one's a breeze to care for. Give it bright, indirect light, water it once a week, and it'll keep growing happily. Plus, it's pretty hard to kill. And check this out, this plant makes baby plants like crazy. Just snip one off, stick it in soil, and you've got another plant for free. So, if you want a quirky, easy care plant that basically clones itself, the Chinese money plant is a solid choice. Alright, number 18, Kalanchoe. If you want a beginner-friendly plant that actually flowers, this one's a winner. Plus, look at these, colors pink, yellow, orange. It's like a mini bouquet that lasts forever. So, Kalanchoe is actually a succulent, which means it doesn't need much water. Just let the soil dry out between waterings, and you're good to go. It loves bright, indirect light, and if you give it enough, it'll bloom for months. And guess what? You can even get it to bloom again if you give it some darkness at night for a few weeks. Low maintenance, colorful, and perfect for beginners. What's not to love? Alright, number 19, Philodendrons. These guys are super easy and look amazing in hanging baskets or climbing up a shelf. Plus, they grow fast, so you get that jungle vibe in no time. They love bright, indirect light. But honestly, they'll do fine in low light too. Just water when the top inch of soil feels dry, and you're set. One of the coolest things? They tell you what they need. If the leaves start drooping, it's thirsty. If they turn yellow, you're overwatering. Easy, right? If you want a low-maintenance, fast-growing plant that's basically impossible to mess up, philodendrons are the way to go. Alright, number 20, Croton. If you want a plant that looks like fall leaves year-round, this is it. The colors are crazered. Orange, yellow, even deep purple. Seriously, it's like nature just went wild with a paintbrush. Crotons love bright, indirect light. The more light they get, the brighter the colors. If yours starts looking dull, move it closer to a window. They like their soil slightly moist, but not too wet. And heads up, crotons can be dramatic. Move it too much, it might drop a few leaves, but don't freak out. It'll bounce back. So if you want bold, colorful leaves and don't mind a little plant drama, Croton is a great pick. Alright, number 21, Peace Lily. This plant is classy, elegant, and honestly, one of the best beginner-friendly houseplants. Plus, it even tells you when it needs water more. On that in a sec. Peace lilies love low to medium light, so they're perfect for offices, bedrooms, or anywhere without a ton of sun. And check out these leaves, so smooth, so fancy looking. Alright, here's the cool part. When it starts drooping, it's basically saying, hey, I'm thirsty. Give it some water, and in a few hours, boom, perky again. Plus, it helps clean the air and gives off those elegant white flowers. So if you want a low-maintenance plant that lets you know exactly what it needs, Peace Lily's got your back. Alright, number 22, Monstera Deliciosa, aka the Swiss cheese plant. Look at these leaves, big, bold, and full of those cool natural holes. This one's a classic if you want that tropical Instagram-worthy vibe in your home. Monsteras love bright, indirect light, but they'll tolerate lower light too, they just grow a little slower. Oh, and these holes? They help the plant withstand strong winds in the wild. Not that you have to worry about that in your living room. These leaves can get dusty, so give them a quick wipe now and then. And when you water, let the soil dry out a bit between drinks. Monsteras don't like wet feet. If you want a big statement plant that's easy to grow and makes your space look like a jungle, Monstera Deliciosa is the one. All right, number 23, Golden Pothos. This one, super easy to grow, looks amazing, and honestly, it's almost impossible to kill. Perfect for beginners. Golden Pothos thrives in almost any light, bright, indirect, low light, you name it. And check out this golden marbling on the leaves. The more light it gets, the brighter the yellow. Want to make more of these for free? Just snip a vine, stick it in water, and boom, it grows new roots in a couple of weeks. Easiest propagation ever. So if you need a low-maintenance, fast-growing, air-purifying plant, Golden Pothos is the one. Trust me, you'll love this one. All right, number 24, English Ivy. This plant is classic, elegant, and super easy to care for. Plus, it looks amazing trailing from a shelf or hanging basket. English ivy loves bright, indirect light, but it can handle some shade too. And check out these leaves, super iconic, and they can even help purify the air. If it starts getting a little wild, just trim it back. It grows fast and keeps that full bushy look. And guess what? You can even root the cuttings in water to grow more. Whether you want it cascading down a bookshelf or climbing a trellis, English ivy is an easygoing, stylish plant for beginners. All right. Number 25, String of Pearls. This one's a real showstopper. Just look at these little green beads. If you want a plant that's unique and eye-catching, this is it. This plant is actually a succulent, which means it loves bright, indirect light and doesn't need much water. In fact, if you overwater it, those little pearls will turn mushy, and nobody wants that. Best tip? Let the soil dry out completely between waterings. Treat it like a cactus, and it'll stay happy and healthy. Perfect for hanging baskets, shelves, or anywhere it can cascade. If you're into easy care plants with a little drama, String of Pearls is a must-have. All right, number 26, Boston Fern. This plant is like nature's green explosion, soft, full, and perfect for bringing jungle vibes into your home. Boston ferns love humidity, so if your place is dry, consider misting it or placing it near a humidifier. And yeah, it does best in bright, indirect light, but can handle a little shade too. Water is key with this one. You want the soil to stay slightly damp, but not soaking wet. If the fronds start turning crispy, it's probably too dry. Perfect for hanging baskets, bathrooms, or even shady patios. If you love lush greenery, Boston Fern is an easy choice for beginners. All right, at number 27, we have Bromeliads. Look at this thing. It's like having a mini tropical paradise right in your living room. These guys are super low maintenance. They thrive in bright, indirect light, and instead of watering the soil, you pour water right into the center cup of the leaves, nature's built-in vase. Dust can build up on those thick, waxy leaves, so just wipe them down now and then. And don't worry, bromeliads don't need much fertilizer, just a little boost every couple of months. If you want color, style, and a tropical vibe without the hassle, bromeliads are a perfect choice for beginners. Just set it and forget it. And there you have it, 27 of the best houseplants for beginners. Whether you want low-maintenance greenery or something with a little tropical flair, there's a plant out there for you. Remember, light, proper watering, and a little love go a long way in keeping your plants happy. Got a favorite plant from the list? Drop a comment below. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more plant tips. See you next time.